Morning, lovely people. Welcome to another stretch with me session here at Tweak.Health. This morning I thought I would show you guys how I normally would do a warm-up before a run, and then at the end we'll also do a stretch out session before. So normally with a run, it's an extension and rotation type of exercise. So what you want to be focusing your stretching on at the beginning is dynamic stretches, so that you're priming your muscles to be able to contract and move, rather than doing lots of static stretches and then they'll be really stretched out and lazy. So what we'll be working on stretching is the front of the hip, as well as working on trunk mobility. So these are really important to stop you from pulling a muscle or to overextending yourself. So we'll just get started with doing some side bends just to stretch out the side muscles. So just doing it slowly to start off with, and then you can speed up. So we'll just do 10 of these side bends. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's really nice morning today. 8 here in Perth. 9 and 10. And now you're reaching to the opposite foot and up. You can bend your knee if you like, whatever's more comfortable. If your hamstrings are really tight, you'll probably have to bend them. 3. So we'll do 10 of these as well. So we're just basically stretching out the back of the legs here and actually getting more trunk mobility. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to try and open up the hips. So I'll get you to do a bit of a squat in a sumo wrestler position. Okay, so we'll just do 3 first, and then we're going to add a bit of a hip push out. And 1 more. Now you're going to actually use your elbows or your hands, whatever you can reach, and try and push it out for the next 3, just to open up that groin and stretch out your inner thighs. And 1 more. And then we're going to come on to a bit of a warm up for the rest of the body. So you're going to walk out into a plank position, hold, and then back in. So we'll just do 3 of these as well, just to warm up the rest of your body and kind of get your abs firing a bit too. 1 more, we're going to stay down. Now from here, we're just going to quickly pike up and then down. So you're going to work on using that lower abs and squeezing your bum muscles on, just to start getting that stretched out as well. 3, 1 more, and we're going to stay here, and you're going to do a bit of a paddle just for your calf as well as your feet, just to stretch them out. So you're bending one knee and driving all your weight into the opposite side. So this is actually most similar to a push-off for a run. So it's a nice one to do, to stretch out your feet as well as your calf. Oops, that was slippery. 3. Now for the next one we're going to do is a lunge rotation. So you step forward with 1 foot, drop the knee down. You can actually rest that knee down on the floor, and just doing a bit of a trunk rotation. You can do it with your arms bent or arms straight, whatever you prefer, whatever gets the most extension. And then backward reach. And then we'll alternate that a bit. Backward reach. And 1 more time. 3. You can actually use this as a morning stretch anyway, just to get yourself going. A quick stretch. Other leg. So forward. Twist. Twist. And extend. So I know a lot of people are running and walking now that you can't go to the gym, just otherwise you go stir crazy. So you can try these stretches before you run, just to help you get going. So then you can keep going with those ones for a little bit, but they're my main ones, just to get you moving a bit at the start of the run. Now after the run, when your muscles are really tight, what you want to be doing is to stretch them all out and spend the time to restore full length and tension back to the muscle. So the exercise that you'll be doing after a run will be a lot more holding statically, rather than dynamic movement stretches like what I've just done. So those ones are great before. Now afterwards, we'll just start off from the bottom up. So if you can find a curb, pop 1 foot up on the curb, and then just keep your legs straight and lean forward. So you're actually getting your foot in that full flex position, and then see if you can hold each stretch for about 30 seconds is the best, to try and let that muscle, give that muscle time to fully lengthen out. So then what you can then do is, when you keep your knees straight, what you're stretching is the back of the calf. When you bend your knee while you do that, you're going to be stretching out the deeper lower calf muscle, your soleus. So if you bend your knee and just lean forward in that lunge position, You should also feel the stretch but lower now, not so much behind your knee, but lower. So it's a different muscle. You want to be stretching that out for about 30 seconds and then do the other side. Hi Moses, hi Rubes, Laura, good to see you guys. And then we'll do the other side. So straight leg rest, lean into it. And then after 30 seconds hold, stretch it out with your knee bend. You can still do this without a curve. I mean, you can just have your legs straight and then reach forward like that. And then bend your knee without, if you don't have a step, you'll be stretching the back leg here where you bend your knee and then you're sitting back into your heel, trying to keep your heel flat. So that is an alternative for calf stretching. So then we'll work on the feet just quickly. So if you just sit into your heel like this, start with your knee flat on the floor and just put as much weight down onto your big toe as possible. You should feel a stretch up the inside of your feet, maybe even coming up a little bit into your calf, and that's good. So you can stay there for 30 seconds or however long you can tolerate it. And then what you want to do is try and sit down and try and get that heel to go as far back as possible so it's on the ground. Now that way you're actually going to be stretching a little bit further into the calf as well as your arch muscles. So you can just stay there again for 30 seconds. So that's working on the arch muscles in your feet and holding that stretch. And then you do the other side as well. So you can do it with starting with the weight down into the toe bit and then sit back trying to get that heel down as much as you can. Hey Tim. So we've done the calf, we've done the feet, so now we'll do the hamstrings. So the hamstrings, again, you don't need you don't need a bench or anything. You can just reach down and keep your legs straight as much as possible. When you keep your legs straight, you're gonna feel the stretch a lot more behind your knee. When you bend the knee a little bit, you're gonna feel a little bit more up in the back of your, the back of your leg up towards where it attaches where your bum is. So that's the difference between straightening your knee and bending it, similar to how you're stretching the calf. Is a bit different, biasing different muscles. But I actually prefer, because I'm a bit more flexible, I don't really get a stretch from doing that, so I need to actually have a bench or a high ledge where I can then whack my leg up here and then stretch really deep into it. So feeling that heel, that back of the knee with the leg straight, and then bending the knee a little bit and then lean forwards more, and you feel that a lot more up in your bum. So again, longer stretches, longer holds if you're after you've done exercise, any workout really, and dynamic stretches are better for before. Or you can always do these stretches at any other time. So then I'm just turning to the side, so I'm actually feeling the stretch now on the side of my leg. So this one is great for the groin, the long groin muscles that attach from the inner, right inside where your pubic bone is, and attach down on your knee. So having it straight also works on lengthening these out, which can be quite tight, especially with running. So doing that, and then you swap over and do the other side as well. Okay, so then we'll also do the front of your hip. So these ones I like to do best in a lunge position like this. So you just get down as if you're lunging, but then pop your knee down. If it's too sore on your knee, you can put a cushion underneath, and then try and squeeze your bum so you actually lock that bum into that hip into full extension, which then makes this stretch. So when you don't do that, you're just going to sink into your back here, and then people actually might irritate their back doing this stretch. So it's best to squeeze, hold the bum tuck, and then lean forward, which actually may not be a lot of movement for some of you, and that's fine. It's better to do it right than to irritate something else and then not get a proper stretch. So feeling that open up in here. You can actually take your same side arm right up and over, and you're going to get a full stretch up to the side of your back and your armpit, even into the lats, while still feeling it in the front. Nice long stretch. And then you would do the same on the other side. So that's your hip. Now for those of you who can tolerate this stretch, you can do your quad stretch in this position. So whacking out that leg. Trying again not to arch too much in your low back. But you're trying to squeeze your butt and hold it, and then pull that up as high as you can into your bottom. If this is too hard, you can do it on your stomach and pull up like this. You can also do it on your side and pull up this way. Just make sure your knee doesn't fly up like this. You can push your knee down, and that stops you from just stretching out the side of your leg. You really want to be targeting the front here where it's tight and not irritating your back. You can actually do it in standing too. Standing, sometimes, you know, a lot of people cheat, like, you know, you could be like, I can stretch this, but then really you're not actually stretching it because it's in this full flex position. So you really need to kind of push your knees down, and so they're in alignment, and then squeeze your butt. So then you get a better stretch. So if you prefer to do that one, you can hold on if your balance is not the best and feel that stretch there. Hey, Nick. Okay, so we've done the front, the hip, hamstrings. Okay, so glutes next. So we're working on doing the glute stretch. So this one, you can actually use a bench if you want. Pop your, oh, where should I go? This one. Knee up here. So you're actually folding your knee into almost like a figure four. I like to just have my foot hanging off, it's a bit more comfortable. And then sit up, stack up really tall, and then lean forward so you're feeling the stretch in your butt on this side with the knee up. So you hold it. So if you're not arching your back here, you're just collapsing in. I don't feel anything in my bum here. So the real trick is to try and arch your back and then lean forward, maintaining the arch. So you're maintaining full stretch on that glute muscle as well while you're here. You can actually do it this way as well, like sitting and putting one foot up, so you're in a figure four position. So if you guys are office workers as well, your glutes can get quite tight, so you can always double up, do the stretch as well when you're at the desk. It's a great one. So that helps restore that outward movement of your hips. So a lot of people who are tight here actually lose that turnout in the hip, and that can actually cause problems in the hip socket, getting pinched in the front, and hip pain as well. So it's a really great one to keep stretching out. So like so, look, if you don't have any bench, anything like that, and you've got a really good balance, you could stand on one leg and then try and hold it while you push it out. That's very similar. Okay, the alternatives on the floor, just bending the knee and then sit down into it. So legs straight, kind of your typical pigeon pose here. Or you can do it on your back as well. So just quickly show you, like this, thread your arm through and pull. Okay, they all stretch the same muscle. Oh, there's this one too, like this. So this way you're basically using your arm and your leg to anchor you, and then you're pushing forward. That's a really good way to do it as well if you're not feeling it with the others. So they're the main ones that I would normally do after a run if you're feeling really tight. So feel free to give those ones a go, and any feedback or questions, just comment below, or send me a message if you like. Also, I'm collecting ideas for other videos, so if there's a real burning question or there's something you really would like to see me talk about or do, then send me a message as well or comment, and I'll see if I can work it in. Thanks guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. I will see you guys next week. We'll probably be working on doing some exercises with a fit ball, so if you've got one at home, have that one ready for Tuesday 9 a.m. and I'll see you guys then. Have an awesome day.